This final video in quedarse is a bonus because quedarse actually carries a double meaning. We can use it reflexively where it means to stay oneself. Or if we get rid of the reflexive part and just use quedar, that means left. So for example, I have 1 peso left. This left here is we're going to use quedar to express that. So it doesn't mean left in the terms of leaving, departing, but rather in this way. I have 1 peso left, or I have 2 pesos left. So it carries this meaning in English. Now, there's just 2 angles to this. We're going to need something for single and something for plural. In other words, 1 peso or 2 pesos. Now, if we're talking about or referring to something singular, then we use queda, it remains. Okay, so it's important now that you switch. So queda is meaning it remains, and quedan is going to mean they remain. So if we wanted to express 1 peso left, it would be queda un peso. Literally, it remains 1 peso. This is how we translate this in English. 1 peso left. It remains 1 peso. Queda un peso. Say we wanted to express I have 1 peso left. Automatically with I have, you might want to go into tengo. And you could certainly do that. You could say tengo un peso. I have 1 peso. But how do you put in left? You can't do that, right? Tengo un peso, no sé qué. How do I finish it? How do I get left? Well, you have to use queda. So what we would say instead of I have 1 peso, it would be to me it remains 1 peso. Me queda un peso. You see, to me it remains 1 peso. That's how they would express I have 1 peso left, or 1 anything left. Me queda un peso. Now, this is not behaving reflexively, because look, it doesn't match. I'm not saying me quedo, right? I'm saying me queda. This is working now as a regular verb. To me, it remains 1 peso. To express something like I only have 1 peso left, how do you think you would say that? Solo me queda un peso. So only, to me, it remains 1 peso, or backwards. Solo me queda un peso. I just have 1 peso left, or I only have 1 peso left. Either way, only or just is going to be expressed with solo. Solo me queda. How would you say I have 2 pesos left? Me quedan 2 pesos. Now look at this. Because we're talking about something plural, 2 pesos, now we're saying to me, they remain 2 pesos. Me quedan 2 pesos. How would you say I just have 1 peso left? Solo me queda un peso. I only have 2 pesos left. Solo me quedan 2 pesos. Let's introduce other pronouns so that we can work with different angles. Do you remember what the pronoun is for to him or to her? Le. Le. How do you think you might say he has 1 peso left? Le queda un peso. So to him, it remains 1 peso. Le queda un peso. Or to her, it remains 1 peso. This is how we get this left. Otherwise, it would just be tiene un peso. He has 1 peso. But to express this left, this forces us into using the verb quedar for it remains. So we have le queda un peso. To him, it remains 1 peso. Now try to say he only has, or he has only 1 peso left. Solo le queda un peso. Again, we throw the only or the just up front with solo. To him it remains le queda un peso. So the just or the only is interchangeable. We cover all of that with just solo in Spanish. What's the pronoun for to us? Nos. How would you say we have 3 days left here? Nos quedan 3 días aquí. Literally, to us, they remain 3 days here. Being forced into quedan instead of queda because we're talking about something plural, 3 days. We have just 3 days left here. Solo nos quedan 3 días aquí. How would you say, I don't have anything left? No me queda nada. Remember, if we were just saying I don't have anything, it would be no tengo nada. But to express left, we must use the verb quedar. So, no me queda nada. Literally, to me, it remains, or it doesn't remain anything or nothing. No me queda nada. I don't have anything left. What's the pronoun for to you? Te. Do you have anything left? ¿Te queda algo? So now this is, to you it remains something. ¿Te queda algo? And they're expressing that for, do you have anything left? To you it remains something. ¿Te queda algo? What's the pronoun for to them? Les. So we have le for to him or to her, and then plural les for to them. How would you say they don't have anything left now? Ahora no les queda nada. It perhaps sounds slightly more natural to throw the ahora up front, but if you said no les queda or no les queda nada ahora, it would still be understood. It just sounds a bit more natural to put it at the front in Spanish. So once again, we have they don't have anything left now. So literally, now to them, it doesn't remain anything. Ahora no les queda nada. How would you say, is something left? Queda algo? Literally, it remains something. Queda algo? What about this? How much money is left? ¿Cuánto dinero queda? This means how much money remains. It remains. ¿Cuánto dinero queda? There's something that I would like us to be careful about when using quedar for left, because in English we could say how much, choose this one, how much work is left to finish it. Now, whenever this left implies missing to finish it, what we actually use, the word is falta. So this would be ¿cuánto trabajo falta para terminarlo, in order to finish it? Okay, so this is the key point here. So whenever left in English implies missing, how much work is missing to finish it, or how much time is missing to arrive? Because we could say how much time is left to arrive, right? So whenever this left in English implies missing, we won't use quedar, we'll use falta. So this now would be ¿cuánto trabajo is missing? Falta para terminarlo. Now on the flip side, whenever this left implies remains, then we get the green light to use either queda or quedan. For example, how much, let's change this to money. How much money is left? So now this left is not implying missing. We're not asking how much money is missing. We're asking how much money remains, is left. So when you get that meaning, remains, then you get the green light to go into quedar. But if this implies missing in English, then we have to choose falta. So you can see the distinction that we need to be aware of, because in English we can use the word left often for both, but in Spanish you can't. You have to make a distinction if you mean remains or if you mean missing, and choose between quedar or falta. Now with falta, you can also have single and plural, because this could be, say, cuánto falta or cuánto faltan, depending if you're referring to something single or plural. For example, what if we want to say how much time is missing? Okay, so it'll be cuánto tiempo falta, because this time is single, right? Cuánto tiempo falta? How much time is missing? But if we were saying, say, how many hours are missing? Okay, so we have horas. This would also be plural. ¿Cuántos horas? And now faltan, they are missing. So just the same as you choose between queda or quedan, depending if it's single or plural, you also will do the same with falta. Falta for single and faltan for things that are plural, in this case, hours. So on the surface, it's pretty straightforward. You have queda or quedan for remain and falta or faltan for missing. The only thing to be aware of is that sometimes the word left in English can mean remains or missing. So we can use left for both to imply both of those. So you need to be aware of which one do you mean. In that case, do you mean how much is missing or how much remains? And just make that distinction then between queda or falta.